Have you ever wondered if there's a deeper purpose behind the way you feel or the unique experiences you've faced? Maybe you've sensed something different about your life, but you're unsure why. Today, we're diving into 10 surprising signs that you may be marked by God. These signs aren't always obvious, and they might even catch you off guard, but recognizing them can be life-changing. This journey of discovery could reveal that your path has been divinely guided, set apart for a greater purpose in God's plan. Then, listen. Chosen one, if you found yourself here on Walking Daily with Jesus, it's not by accident. There is a reason you're being drawn to messages like these, moments where you seek guidance and find deeper meaning. Every step in your journey is guided by the hands of faith, and each lesson is part of your growth as a follower of Christ. As you walk this sacred path, remember that you're not alone. God is with you, guiding you, and preparing you for a higher purpose. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the divine wisdom meant to uplift, inspire, and lead you closer to fulfilling God's plan for you. Walking in alignment with God's purpose is a journey filled with 10 signs, some subtle and others undeniable. Today, we're exploring what it means to be marked by God, a concept that touches on unique aspects of your journey as a Christian. Each of the signs we'll discuss is a glimpse into the role God has planned for you, highlighting the specific ways He's preparing you for something greater. It's essential to understand these markers, as they reveal not only the spiritual path you're on, but also the depth of God's presence in your life. Number 10. Spiritual attacks. Spiritual attacks are often a sign that you are marked by God, and they typically come at times when you are on the brink of a breakthrough. These attacks may appear as unexpected challenges, obstacles, or even moments of doubt and discouragement that threaten to pull you away from your faith. For those marked by God, these experiences are not merely random responsibilities. They are, in many ways, a form of divine refinement, shaping you and preparing you for greater responsibilities. Each spiritual attack serves as a reminder that the path you are walking is significant, and because of that, it's being tested and opposed by forces that aim to deter you from fulfilling your God-given purpose. When you encounter spiritual attacks, it can be easy to feel abandoned or wonder why you're facing such intense struggles. However, it's essential to recognize that these trials are not signs of God's absence. They are, in fact, indicators that you are on a path worth defending. The enemy often targets those who have been marked by God, seeking to disrupt or prevent the good work that God is preparing to do through them. Understanding this can shift your perspective, helping you see each challenge as an opportunity to draw closer to God, strengthen your faith, and reaffirm your commitment to your calling. These spiritual challenges often come in forms that test your weaknesses and push you to your limits. For instance, you may find yourself feeling unusually discouraged, facing doubts about your abilities, or questioning whether you are truly equipped to handle the path God has set before you. This mental and emotional turmoil can make it difficult to see beyond the immediate struggle. But it is precisely in these moments that God is working to build your resilience and fortitude. God allows these attacks, not as a punishment, but as a way to prepare you for the weight of the mission He has set for you. Spiritual attacks can also manifest in the form of external obstacles, sudden challenges in relationships, unexpected financial troubles, or disruptions in your plans. These external difficulties often make you question the path you are on, adding another layer of complexity to your spiritual journey. However, each of these setbacks is an invitation to lean deeper into God's strength, to rely on His wisdom, and to trust that He is leading you through the storm. By facing these challenges with faith, you begin to cultivate a resilience that will serve you in the times ahead, enabling you to fulfill your purpose with conviction. One of the keys to overcoming spiritual attacks is to recognize them for what they are, a testing ground for your faith. When you understand that these challenges are part of God's refining process, it becomes easier to face them with a sense of purpose and determination. This perspective can transform your approach, helping you to see each trial not as a setback, but as a step forward in your spiritual growth. God is not abandoning you during these moments. He is walking alongside you, equipping you with the tools and strength you will need to overcome and move forward. In this perfect world, this individual makes a pure mind and starts moving towards his highest, dearest success. Prayer, scripture, and community support become invaluable in these times. By surrounding yourself with a faith-centered support system, you create a foundation of strength that can help you stand firm when spiritual attacks arise. Leaning on others who understand your journey allows you to find encouragement, gain perspective, and remember that you are not alone. In addition, immersing yourself in scripture and prayer allows you to stay connected to God, keeping your focus on His promises rather than the challenges you face. Ultimately, spiritual attacks are a powerful indicator that you are marked by God. They serve to remind you of the purpose and calling placed upon your life. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow, to build resilience, and to deepen your relationship with God. By facing these trials with faith, you allow yourself to be transformed and prepared for the greater mission that God has entrusted to you. One of the clearest signs that you are marked by God is the tendency for others to naturally look to you for guidance, even in situations where you may not feel particularly qualified or prepared. When God marks someone, He often places within them the qualities and responsibilities of leadership, empowering them to influence and guide others toward His truth. This leadership is not about exerting control or seeking personal gain. Instead, it's about serving others with humility, compassion, and a deep commitment to God's purpose. People marked by God in this way frequently find themselves in positions where others look to them for wisdom, direction, and encouragement. Biblical examples of leadership is largely present in the Tower, and they demonstrate how God often chooses individuals who feel unworthy or reluctant. Take Moses, for example. Despite his initial hesitation and feelings of inadequacy, God called him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, equipping him with the strength and resources he needed. Similarly, those marked by God today may feel unprepared or even unworthy of the leadership roles they find themselves in. Yet, God's grace and guidance enabled them to rise to the occasion. Leadership in God's kingdom is a unique calling that transcends worldly notions of authority and influence. It is rooted in servitude and selflessness, mirroring Jesus' example during his time on earth. Jesus taught that true leadership is not about being served, but about serving others. He washed his disciples' feet to demonstrate that the greatest leaders are those who are willing to humble themselves and place the needs of others above their own. Those marked by God are often given this servant-hearted approach to leadership, where their influence stems from empathy, understanding, and a desire to uplift others. This role of leadership might also come with moments of discomfort and isolation. As a leader, you may have to make decisions that are unpopular or that others don't fully understand. It may mean standing up for what is right even when it goes against the majority opinion. These situations can feel isolating, but they are a vital part of being marked by God for leadership. God often requires His chosen leaders to stand firm in their convictions, showing others the way through their actions and integrity. This steadfastness is a powerful witness to those around you, serving as a beacon of God's truth and love. Leadership also requires a unique level of responsibility. As others rely on you for guidance and support, this weight can be overwhelming, especially when people turn to you for comfort, encouragement, or direction during their own struggles. As a leader marked by God, you are often placed in a position where you carry others' burdens, providing them with a sense of hope and reassurance. This responsibility is a sacred one, reminding you of the impact your words and actions can have on others. Through prayer and reliance on God's strength, you can fulfill this role without becoming overwhelmed, trusting that He will guide you every step of the way. Additionally, those marked by God for leadership often experience personal growth and transformation through their role. Each decision, challenge, and act of service becomes a stepping stone in their journey with God, helping them grow in wisdom, patience, and faith. Leadership is not merely a task, it's a refining process, one that shapes you into the person God has called you to be. By embracing this role with humility and openness, you allow God to mold you, preparing you for greater responsibilities and a deeper relationship with Him. As you navigate the responsibilities of leadership, it's crucial to stay grounded in prayer and Scripture, allowing God's wisdom to guide your decisions. Recognizing that your leadership is not about personal achievement, but about serving God's kingdom, can help you remain humble and focused. Remember that the true measure of a leader, marked by God, is not found in titles or accolades, but in the lives they touch, the hope they inspire, and the love they show. By staying close to God and seeking His guidance, you can fulfill your role with grace and integrity. Number 8, compassion. Compassion is one of the most significant signs that you are marked by God. This divine attribute sets you apart, filling your heart with an unexplainable love and empathy for others, especially those who are suffering or in need. When marked by God, compassion becomes more than just a fleeting feeling. It grows into a profound, almost irresistible urge to reach out, help, and heal those around you. This kind of compassion mirrors the heart of Jesus, who, time and again, showed love to those who society had cast aside, ministering to the sick, the poor, and the broken-hearted. In the Bible, Jesus is frequently moved by compassion. One notable instance is when He fed the 5,000, seeing the crowd's hunger and recognizing their need for both physical and spiritual nourishment. Similarly, the compassion that God places within His chosen is meant to drive action, to encourage those marked by God to step beyond their comfort zones and serve others selflessly. If you find yourself unable to turn away from someone's pain, or feel deeply compelled to offer assistance, no matter the personal cost, this may be a sign that you are marked by God. Compassion is not just about what you do, it's also about how you view others. Those marked by God see beyond the surface, perceiving the hurt and struggles that others may be hiding. This sense of empathy can sometimes be overwhelming, as you may feel the weight of others' burdens deeply. However, this burden is not meant to break you, but to draw you closer to God, who provides the strength and grace to support those in need. Through compassion, God enables you to be His hands and feet, reaching those who may feel forgotten or alone. With compassion often comes a strong call to service, whether through your church, community, or even in simple daily interactions. Serving others not only brings healing to those in need, but also draws you closer to God, deepening your relationship with Him as you mirror His love. You may notice that acts of kindness, no matter how small, have a significant impact when they come from a heart marked by God. Whether you're comforting a friend, volunteering at a shelter, or simply listening to someone who feels unheard, these moments are powerful expressions of God's love flowing through you. This kind of compassion also involves sacrifice. It often requires setting aside your plans, comfort, or even your resources to help someone else. It can mean choosing to put others' needs above your own, embodying the selflessness that Jesus showed throughout his life. In these sacrifices, you grow spiritually, experiencing a deeper connection to God's heart. Through compassion, you become a reflection of Christ's love in the world, showing people that they are valued, seen, and loved. In summary, compassion is a powerful marker of God's presence in your life. It drives you to act selflessly, love deeply, and serve others with an open heart. This compassion doesn't merely affect others. It transforms you, drawing you closer to God and allowing His love to shine through you. Embrace this gift, as it is a beautiful sign of your calling, an indication that God is using you to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Number 7. A call to serve. A call to serve is a profound indication that you are marked by God. This call manifests as a deep-rooted desire to contribute to the well-being of others, placing their needs above your own. When God marks someone for His purpose, He instills in them a servant's heart, an innate motivation to help, uplift, and support others in their journey. This calling aligns with Jesus' life, who came not to be served, but to serve, and offer His life as a ransom for many. Embracing the call to serve therefore allows you to reflect Christ's love in a very tangible way. People marked by God often find themselves in situations where they feel compelled to serve, even without obvious rewards or recognition. Whether through involvement in church activities, community outreach, or simply helping someone in need, they feel a pull to make a difference. This sense of duty is driven not by obligation, but by a genuine desire to embody God's love through action. If you feel a persistent urge to give of yourself, to make sacrifices for the betterment of others, this could be God's call to serve manifesting within you. Service, in this context, isn't limited to grand gestures. Often, it's the small, consistent acts of kindness that have the most profound impact. These can include listening to someone who needs to talk, offering support to a friend, or volunteering time to a cause that matters to you. Each act, however small, becomes a reflection of God's love, spreading His compassion and goodness wherever you go. Answering the call to serve also cultivates a sense of humility and empathy. As you focus on the needs of others, you often become more aware of your own blessings and develop a heart that is grateful and humble. This shift in perspective helps you see the world through God's eyes, recognizing the inherent worth in everyone and understanding that serving others is a privilege. Service becomes an act of worship, a way to honor God by honoring His children. Moreover, serving others strengthens your spiritual foundation, fostering resilience, patience, and faith. Service often involves facing challenges and giving of yourself, even when it's inconvenient. As Sufis say, men like jihadists are never damaging anywhere. It can be physically, emotionally, or financially demanding. Yet in those moments, God provides you with the strength you need to continue. Each act of service becomes an exercise in faith, reinforcing your reliance on God's provision and reminding you that He is the true source of your strength. This experience can deepen your relationship with Him as you see His hand at work in the lives of those you touch. This call to serve is a reminder that your life is part of a larger mission, one that is not centered solely on personal gain, but on bringing God's love and light to others. People marked by God often find that their purpose becomes clearer through acts of service, as God uses these moments to reveal aspects of His plan for them. The joy and fulfillment that come from serving others are gifts that affirm you're on the right path, aligned with His will. In sum, the call to serve is a powerful indication of God's mark on your life. It drives you to live beyond yourself, to make sacrifices, and to uplift those around you. As you answer this call, you will find that each act of service not only impacts others, but also transforms you, bringing you closer to God's purpose for your life. Serving others becomes a spiritual journey, one that leads you to grow in love, humility, and faith, reminding you that you are truly marked by God for a purpose that transcends personal ambition. Number 6. Clarity of purpose. Clarity of purpose is a remarkable sign that you are marked by God, as it provides an inner compass directing you toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. This sense of purpose isn't always about knowing the specific details of your future. Rather, it's an overarching understanding that God has a plan for your life and that you are part of His divine story. When God marks you, He instills in you a profound sense of purpose that motivates you to pursue paths aligned with His will. This clarity often brings a unique sense of peace, even amidst uncertainty, because you trust that God is guiding you. This clarity of purpose may come as a quiet, persistent conviction, or an undeniable, compelling drive toward a particular mission, role, or way of life. It could manifest as a desire to uplift others, serve in ministry, pursue a career that aligns with your faith, or support your family with love and integrity. Whatever form it takes, it often feels rooted in something greater than personal ambition. This purpose becomes your guiding light, offering direction even when the journey feels challenging or unclear. It reassures you that, despite obstacles, you are on the path God has designed specifically for you. Many people marked by God report feeling called to certain actions, even when those actions defied logic or societal expectations. This calling may lead you away from conventional measures of success, focusing instead on a life that aligns with God's values and teachings. For example, you might feel drawn to acts of compassion over personal gain, truth over popularity, and integrity over convenience. As you pursue this purpose, you often find fulfillment that transcends material satisfaction. This deeper fulfillment is a sign that you're living in alignment with God's will, honoring the unique calling He has placed in your heart. The clarity of purpose doesn't mean a life free from doubt or hardship. Rather, it's a sense of direction that sustains you through trials, giving you a reason to keep going. When you encounter setbacks or challenges, this clarity helps you see them not as obstacles, but as steps in your journey that are shaping and refining you. This perspective fosters resilience, as you understand that even difficulties are part of the purpose God has for you. You begin to see each experience as a lesson, a test, or a building block leading you closer to fulfilling God's plan. Moreover, clarity of purpose often draws people and opportunities into your life that support and amplify your mission. God places you in environments where your purpose can flourish and brings people into your path who encourage your growth. This divine orchestration is another sign that you are marked, as God actively works in your life to make your purpose clearer. The people you meet, the challenges you overcome, and the unexpected doors that open are all part of His way of guiding you toward your destiny. Living with clarity of purpose also has a transformative effect on those around you. People marked by God tend to radiate a calm assurance that inspires others, drawing them toward a similar sense of purpose and peace. Your conviction can be contagious, encouraging friends, family, and even strangers to seek their own purpose. By living authentically and faithfully, you set an example of what it means to walk in alignment with God's plan, becoming a beacon of light in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. In essence, clarity of purpose is a powerful sign that God has marked you for something extraordinary. It fills you with confidence, perseverance, and hope, as you trust that every step, every lesson, and every encounter is leading you toward the fulfillment of His will. This clarity is a divine gift, one that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. As you live out this purpose, you fulfill not only your potential, but also God's intention for your life, bringing glory to Him and reflecting His love to the world. Number 5. Need for isolation. Isolation can feel uncomfortable, especially when you're accustomed to constant activity or surrounded by people. However, it's in these quiet moments that God often speaks the loudest. By removing the noise of the outside world, He creates a sacred space for you to hear His voice, recognize His guidance, and feel His presence more profoundly. In solitude, you may find clarity, healing, or answers to questions that have weighed on your heart. God uses these moments to reveal aspects of your purpose, showing you the path ahead with a renewed sense of vision and understanding. This calling to isolation also serves as a time of preparation. Just as Jesus withdrew to pray and prepare for His ministry, so are you invited to withdraw for a time of spiritual renewal. It's an opportunity to build resilience, refine your character, and deepen your faith. God often uses isolation to equip you with the strength and wisdom needed for the path He has set before you. It's a training ground for the soul, where you are strengthened and shaped to fulfill the mission He has entrusted to you. During this time, God may also bring unresolved issues, fears, or doubts to the surface, inviting you to confront them with His guidance. In isolation, there's space to address emotional or spiritual wounds that may have been buried under daily routines and distractions. It's a time for healing, where God's love can mend and transform areas of brokenness within you. Through this process, you emerge stronger, with a renewed sense of self and a greater reliance on God's presence in every aspect of your life. Isolation may also help you gain a clearer understanding of your priorities. Without the influence of others or societal pressures, you have the freedom to reflect on what truly matters to you and what aligns with God's purpose for your life. This solitude allows you to strip away unnecessary distractions, focusing solely on what God is calling you to do. You begin to see where your values, goals, and actions may need realignment with God's will. This refining process, though challenging, is a necessary part of being marked by God. Furthermore, this time apart allows you to develop an unshakable foundation of faith. When you learn to rely on God in solitude, your faith becomes deeply rooted, making it resilient to the trials and challenges that may come in the future. In these moments, you experience God's provision, comfort, and companionship in ways that are unique to solitude. The strength and peace you gain during this time serve as a source of courage and stability when you return to the demands of daily life and ministry. The need for isolation is one of the most challenging yet rewarding signs of being marked by God. Hannah switched the tube on to a non-verbal signal, and the massive tires jerked to a halt. Hannah switched the cob on to motion. The small machine traced a number on the wheel and instantly stopped. It's a time to reconnect, refocus, and renew your relationship with Him. While it may feel lonely at times, this solitude is sacred. a divine appointment that allows you to experience God's love and purpose in a profound way. Embrace it as a time to grow, to heal, and to be strengthened, knowing that it is preparing you for the unique mission God has planned for you. Number 4, talents and gifts. One of the clearest signs that you are marked by God is the presence of unique talents and gifts in your life. These talents are not just skills or abilities that come naturally. They are divine tools meant to serve a larger purpose. In the Bible, we see figures like David, whose musical talent opened doors that ultimately led him to his calling as king. Just like David, God has equipped you with gifts designed to bring you into alignment with His purpose. These gifts may be anything from the ability to comfort others, teach, create, or lead. Recognizing them as divine rather than merely personal helps you understand the responsibility that comes with them. When you dedicate these abilities to God's service, they become powerful forces for change and healing in the lives of others. In this way, your talents are not just for personal satisfaction. They are God's way of positioning you to shine His light and share His love. Using your gifts in alignment with God's will often brings a sense of fulfillment that other pursuits do not. This alignment indicates that you're on the right path, acting as a vessel for God's work. Honoring these gifts by developing and sharing them opens up doors of purpose, allowing you to make a lasting impact that resonates with divine purpose. Number 3, divine direction. Divine direction is one of the most profound signs of being marked by God. When you are on a divinely guided path, you may experience unexpected encounters, open doors, and moments of clarity that seem almost orchestrated. These occurrences are no coincidence. They reflect God's involvement in your life, steering you toward a purpose that only He knows in full. Biblical examples, such as Moses' guidance through the wilderness or Joseph's journey from prison to palace, illustrate how God often uses unexpected paths to fulfill His purpose. Experiencing divine direction requires trust in God, especially when the road is uncertain or unconventional. This trust is foundational to faith, as it teaches you to lean not on your own understanding, but to embrace God's will. Each instance of divine direction aligns you more closely with His plan, allowing you to fulfill your unique purpose with confidence and faith. 2. Consecration. Being consecrated or set apart is a powerful indication of being marked by God. Consecration involves a personal commitment to living a life that reflects God's holiness, often requiring sacrifices or lifestyle choices that distinguish you from others. It's about choosing integrity, compassion, and faithfulness over worldly values. Through consecration, God shapes your spirit and strengthens your faith, preparing you for greater responsibilities within His kingdom. This process may feel challenging because it calls you to stand out, but it also deepens your relationship with God. In moments of consecration, you grow closer to His purpose, embodying a life that honors Him. It's a path that not only marks you as His own, but equips you to be an example and inspiration to others. Number 1, feeling out of place. The feeling of being out of place is often the first sign that God has a unique path for you. You might sense that your beliefs, values, or even your ambitions don't quite align with those of others around you. This feeling, though sometimes isolating, is actually a powerful affirmation that you are set apart. In a world that often prioritizes conformity, feeling different can be a call from God to embrace your unique journey with Him. This experience invites you to live according to God's standards rather than seeking validation from the world. Embracing this feeling as a gift allows you to stand out as a beacon of God's love and truth. It's a reminder that your calling is not about fitting in, but but about fulfilling a purpose that reflects God's will. As we conclude this journey through the 10 signs that you may be marked by God, remember that each sign is a sacred invitation to live with greater purpose, faith, and dedication. Being marked by God is not just a title or concept. It's a profound call to a life of intention, depth, and commitment. These signs, whether they come as feelings of isolation, moments of clarity, calls to serve, or even spiritual trials, are divine indicators that God is actively working within you, shaping you into the person He created you to be. When you feel out of place, isolated, or even tested, know that these experiences are part of your unique spiritual preparation. Each sign, each challenge, and each revelation is crafted to bring you closer to God and align you more fully with His divine plan for your life. This journey is not always easy, and it often requires courage to stand apart from the world, faith to trust in God's timing, and humility to remember that you are a vessel for His purpose. However, as you step into this calling, you will find a peace and fulfillment that transcends worldly rewards. As we walk together in faith on this channel, walking daily with Jesus, I encourage you to continue reflecting on these signs and to remain open to how God is moving in your life. Remember that each of us is on a unique journey, marked by different signs and experiences, but all with the same goal: to grow closer to God and to fulfill the purpose He has set for us. We are a community of believers, united in our quest for a deeper, more meaningful relationship with Jesus. Here, you are never alone. Your experiences, your challenges, and your victories are shared with others who walk a similar path. Thank you for being a part of this journey on Walking Daily with Jesus. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing and joining our community. By subscribing, you'll stay connected to content that uplifts, inspires, and guides you closer to God's purpose. Together, we will continue exploring faith, supporting one another, and growing stronger in our walk with Christ. Finally, if this message touched your heart, share it with others who may need encouragement or who might be seeking a deeper connection with God. By sharing, you become part of God's work, helping to bring light, love, and hope to others. Keep walking in faith, chosen ones, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. Embrace each sign, trust in His plan, and walk boldly in your calling. God bless you, and remember, the best is yet to come.